Shabbat Shalom. This week's Parsha is Tetzaveh. We are continuing in our learning about the construction of the Mishkan, the portable desert sanctuary, and all of its implements. In this week's Parsha, we take a look at several things, but the opening verses teach us about the vestments for the high priest, and then later on we learn about the ordination of Aaron's sons as priests. I don't know if anyone remembers, but several Parshiot ago, way back in the book of Genesis, I spoke a little bit about Joseph and how clothing played an important role in teaching us about his experiences. Clothing in the Bible is a very interesting topic, and oftentimes the clothing reflects the role of the individual. Joseph's coat and then his wardrobe change when he became viceroy were significant changes in his life, and his clothing reflected that. So too, the vestments of the high priest signify a significant change in how the people are instructed to worship and the role that the high priest played in this new system. Our sages teach us that the construction of the Mishkan is a parallel to God's creation of the world. Our mystical tradition teaches us that each and every one of us is capable of performing acts of creation. Indeed, it is worthy to try and emulate God in this respect. Great importance is given to the innate sanctity of the letters of the Hebrew alphabet, and how when you bring letters together to create words, these words are then holy, and the act of bringing them into being is considered to be an act of creation. The construction of the Mishkan is very detailed, just as the days of creation are. We learn on each day what God created, and in these Parshiot, we learn about each and every part of the Mishkan and its function, from the sockets that hold the beams into place to the elaborate and sacred Ark of the Covenant. And then there's the clothes. Let's go back to the Garden of Eden for a second and recall that God made clothes for Adam and Eve when they were expelled from the garden, an act of a loving parent who still wants to provide for their children, even when the children have done wrong. The Mishkan serves as a place to receive divine forgiveness for our sins. The vestments of the high priests are created after the construction of the Mishkan, as it is the high priest who is the one who can ask for divine forgiveness on behalf of the people. As we will learn later in the book of Vayikra, in the Yom Kippur service. It is interesting to note that the regular priests only have one set of vestments, while the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, has two. He wears these golden garments when officiating in the Mishkan, except on Yom Kippur, when he swaps these out for a set of plain white vestments like the regular priests. Great attention is paid to make sure that these vestments reflect the honor of the office, while at the same time ensuring modesty for the wearer. I once asked if clothes really do make the man, and in Bereshit I said maybe. But in this week's Parsha I say absolutely, the clothes of the high priest really do make a high priest, and no one else is permitted to wear them. And just a small challenge for you guys, if you're reading through the Parsha this week and you're reading this detailed and elaborate set of instruction, there is one item of clothing that is missing from the set. And if you see me in shul and you tell me what you think it is, I'll give you 50 Rashi points. I hope you all have a wonderful and restful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, and I hope to look forward to seeing you all in shul this Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.